My name is Andy Elliott, and this is another episode of In the Shop with Andy. And today's episode is all about the Plek Machine. This is another episode 3 of In the Shop with Andy, and we've got a special guest today, David Liotta. Glad you're here. He's a guitar player for Elevation Worship, and he brought his Tonemaster by.
Baby.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of wear and tear on it, and so we dressed the frets up for him, and that's what we're going to talk about in the shop today is the Plek Machine. If you're going to play a guitar, you need to enjoy playing the guitar. And it don't matter if it's an expensive guitar or if it's a cheap guitar, you need to enjoy it. And a lot of enjoying a guitar is it playing well. And no better way to make that happen than to put it through a Plek Machine correctly, and the results are phenomenal. It's what that does is it levels and crowns the frets. It scans the neck to where you can diagnose any problems you may have. The scan is incredibly accurate. The fret cutting is incredibly accurate. And the great thing is you can fix problems and take the bare minimum off of your fret possible, and you can just dial it down to the thousandths of an inch. And it's just, you get some really great results out of it. It's an incredible machine. Man, David, thanks for coming up here today. And what's your first impression of some of our guitars when you picked them up?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with this one in particular, the first time I picked it up, I knew it was like the best guitar I ever played, and I knew immediately I had to have it. And it's just the versatility of it. I can use it for anything, and I play a lot of different genres of music, and whether it's jazz or rock or worship music, it's perfect for all of that. And also just the clarity of it, and the consistency of it, where like no matter where I'm playing on the fretboard, I can get whatever I'm looking for out of it, and I love it.
And a lot of that's achieved by the fretwork. And the great thing about the Plek, whether you bring a guitar in, it doesn't have to be our guitar, whatever guitar you bring here to the shop, if we do a refret, we use the Plek to plane the fingerboard. And when you get a fingerboard right before you put frets in it is a huge obstacle to overcome to get a guitar to play like what he's talking about, being consistent feeling. A lot of guitars aren't like that. They'll just put fingerboards on however and then put frets in them and try to take it out in the fret dress, and then the guitar plays strange. But when you do one right and it's consistent up the neck, it's pretty amazing. Once you get that in your hand, you start noticing it when you pick another guitar up and it's not like that. And the Plek Machine is strictly a tool. It's just a really accurate tool, and if you use it correctly, you can get really great results out of it. And you still have to have a knowledge of fretwork. If you don't know what to tell the machine to do, you're not going to get a good result. So the more you know about guitars and the more you know about fretwork, the better the machine is, because the machine strictly does what you tell it to do. Well, this particular guitar, it's been Pleked when it was made, of course. We planed the fingerboard, slotted the fret slots and all that with the Plek Machine. And this guitar's been played since, when I say 2015.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Been played a lot.
Oh yeah.
So he's
every day.
Yeah, we're getting down to about as far as we can go with the fret dress on it now. The next step for him will be a refret. It's important to keep your frets dressed, because the deeper you allow the dents to get, then the more of the frets you have to take off. And then it's better to keep it dressed as you go, and you get longer life out of your frets. And by the way, that's not me snoring, that's the dog. And those sounds you hear is Jabez. I have to say that in every video.
Jabez, love you.
Jabez, buddy. So what is the biggest difference you notice before and after a play?
Yeah, I can definitely tell a huge difference where all the notes are just super clear. The clarity of it's amazing, and I don't have to work to play a note, no matter where I'm at on the fretboard. And it's just super consistent, and I don't have to worry about if I hit a certain note if it's going to sound as good.
Well, what about sustain? Do you notice?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like I can just hit a note on this and it'll last forever, you know. So yeah, I can definitely tell a difference with that. It's awesome.
Here at Elliott Guitars, we use the Plek to do a number of things, and one of the things is we radius the fingerboard with the Plek, and we do the fret slotting with the Plek, and we do the inlay dots with the Plek, and we do the nut slot with the Plek. And this device here is what's called the STS, string tension simulation. This is set up just where the bridge would be, where this breaks where the nut is, and it simulates whatever gauge string the customer is going to play on the guitar. So we can put it in the machine and do all that work on this fingerboard with it under string tension, the way the customer is going to play the guitar. And that's huge at the level of accuracy you can get on the fingerboard. Shows you the break angle of where what that is that when you put string tension on it, it deflects the headstock and it bends the neck a certain way. So you have to have your tension point break where it breaks on the nut where your strings are. So that's where you got to get these pulleys adjusted where the nut goes. One of the coolest things that you notice about a guitar that's been Pleked correctly is there's fret buzz that you can hear, and there's fret buzz that just choke out your sustain and notes and stuff that you can't really hear. When you get it Pleked correctly, every single note all of a sudden becomes so clear and distinct, and it's just so nice when you don't realize how many guitars you play that are choking somewhat, but it's just slightly and you can't really tell it. To where when you get one right, it's an amazing thing. And I can't tell you how many customers have come back and said, I can just hear every note so clear. I just couldn't do that before. And it's just really amazing. While we're on the subject of clarity, let's clarify some of the misunderstandings about the Plek machine. You know, I hear a lot of people talk about, well, I bought this guitar and the manufacturer Pleked it, and now I have to take it to somebody and get them to unplek it. Well, what happens in a lot of manufacturers is they build a huge number of guitars per day. They have machines running 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and they still can't get enough of them out. When you bring a guitar to us to Plek, we take that guitar and we do a fret dress for that guitar, just like you would if you were doing it by hand or whatever. We don't run a template on every guitar. You don't just push a button and it does a fret dress. You literally scan the guitar, you go through and dissect it to a thousandth of a millimeter accuracy, between a thousandths and 5 thousandths. Personally, it's pretty well dead on. And it's incredible what you can do with it, but at the same time, a lot of the manufacturers run templates. They do the same fret dress on all the guitars because that's what they have to do. We don't do that. When you bring your guitar in to be Pleked, we're doing a fret dress for that guitar. We're only fixing the problems that your guitar has. And that allows us to cut the bare minimum of fret height off the guitar. And we don't have to try to fix a problem that ain't there, guess at it. We can scan it and know exactly what the issue is and fix it. And that's the beauty of the Plek machine. If someone brings a guitar in for us to Plek, it's usually for a standard Plek job, which includes dressing the frets and a setup. You've got to set the guitar up after you dress the frets, and that includes a setup, intonation, and fret dress, and polishing the frets is $200. If it's a maple fingerboard, we charge $225. Well, let's see what this thing sounds like. We're one of the only places in this area that have a Plek machine and offer Plekking to the public. And we welcome you to bring your guitar by the shop, or to call us, or to email us at info@elliottguitarsnc.com. And we'd love to talk to you about it. And we do a lot of refrets here. We make a lot of nuts and saddles on acoustic work, electric work, bass work. You know, we offer this service to the public, and it's just a wonderful opportunity and a real blessing to have it here as a tool in this shop. And thank you.
We'll do intro.
Hi, this is Andy Elliott. Let me start over. How did I start that other one? Hi, this is Andy Elliott, and this is another episode of In the Shop with Andy. And Amber's laughing.
Sorry. Love
that
that.
camera is driving me nuts.
What?
I want to look everywhere but at that camera. It's like I have to look at the camera. I don't know why.
Now we do it again.
Turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, take 20. Hey, David. That sounds like Scooby-Doo. I mean, back that out. You'll be ready for a refret. And okay, on the note of clarity, let's talk about some of the misclarification. How did you say that? That's a little.
Okay. While we're on clarity, let's clarify some of the misunderstandings about the Plek.
Okay, let's see what this crap. Cut.
Is that good?